RuneScape is a game built around the player killing monsters and picking up their dropped loot. I wondered, what if you couldn't pick up anything? How much of the game could you unlock? How many of the quests are even possible? I'm going to find out. This account is restricted to only using items purchased with currencies. No dropped loot, no world spawns. This is Shop Locked. Last episode, we ended with us running away from the fight in the arena for the third time, so I'll stop trying that for now. Let's get back to getting our total level up. To start off, I head to the gem stall again, and after just over an hour, we finally hit 100,000 GP. We also went from level 34 crafting to 41. With this massive cash stack, we head over to the blast furnace to continue our smithing grind of getting to 40 to be able to smelt gold ore into bars for our jewelry needs. We hit level 15, allowing us to start smelting iron. This gives us way more experience per bar and allows us to smith iron knives for even better ranged XP. We also test out smelting silver, but this costs over 5 times as much as the iron ore, while only giving 1.2 more experience per ore, so very much not worth it. We spend almost 40,000 GP on smithing and we stop at around level 23. We then head over to Varrock to start making our knives. Smithing these gets us to level 30, which means we can start to smelt steel bars. We'll do that next time we head to the furnace. Once we've used up all our bars, we end up with almost 400 bronze knives and just under 1200 iron knives. Since we'll be leveling up our ranged, I want to look the part, so I head over to the local armor shop and buy some studded body and chaps. We need to be level 20 ranged to wear these, so hopefully we hit that before we run out of knives. I head to Valamore and run over to the sand crabs nearby. I could do the gemstone crab, but you get 12.5% less experience, and at these low levels while I'm not AFKing, I want to get as much XP as possible. We hit level 20 before running out of bronze knives and put on our lovely studded armor. While killing the crabs, I had an idea. Now that I have a bit more health and some better protection, why don't we start to level up Slayer as well? We've already got a few levels thanks to the museum mini quest, so the next best way to start is to do a Poor Sign of Interest. This quest is in Draenor Village and just needs a rope and a slash weapon, as well as some combat gear. So we teleport out and make our way to Draenor. We start the quest by reading a bounty on the notice board that Sarah had put up about a troublesome monster. Chatting to Sarah, she explained she was attacked by some hulky monster north of Draenor, so we make our way north and find a cave. We head inside and make our way through the cave, finding a skeleton at the end. We read a note left by the person and suddenly get spat on by a sour hog. Before we can be killed, we get saved by Spria, the local Slayer Master. She explains that we need to use reinforced goggles to protect ourselves from the acidic saliva. She then gives us some goggles to use. Now these can only be purchased from Slayer Masters once this quest is completed. These are also technically quest items, so we're allowed to use them for the quest, but once it's over, I will buy myself my own pair. We put on our goggles and the rest of the melee gear, and head back to the cave to kill the sour hog. Once it's dead, we take its leg as proof and make our way back to Sarah, who gives us 5,000 coins for completing her bounty. We then chat to Spria, who lets us know we can get Slayer tasks from the other masters around Gillinor, and this completes the quest, giving us 1 quest point, 1,000 Slayer XP, 30 Slayer reward points, and the ability to purchase the goggles, which we immediately do. One of the biggest upgrades to the account we can do will be to unlock broader fletching. This lets us craft broad arrows and broad bolts at 52 and 55 fletching. We just need 300 Slayer points to purchase it. Right now, the only Slayer Masters we have access to don't give us any Slayer points when completing a task. So we either need to complete Priest in Peril to unlock access to the Slayer Master in Canifis, or get to combat level 40 to unlock Vanica, who hangs out in the Edgefield dungeon. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Getting back to some AFK grinds, I spent a lot of time star mining, getting a hard and elite clue scroll, which we aren't going to attempt just yet. I also get to level 59 mining. This puts us 2 levels away from 500 total levels, and coincidentally, we are only 2 melee combat levels away from 40 combat. It's almost as if someone planned this. So we head back to the crabs and smack away until we get our levels. We get 32 strength, which gives us 500 total levels and 40 combat. This is the first part of our normal log unlock journey done. We now have access to Soul Wars for the Pure Essence, and Pest Control for the Seed Packs. So let's head over to Soul Wars and give it a go. Before we can play an actual game of Soul Wars, we have to do the tutorial. While we go through that, I'll quickly summarize the minigame. You're split into 2 teams. The goal is to defeat your opponent's avatar more times than they defeat yours in 15 minutes. Depending on what you do, and if you win or lose, you get an amount of zeal at the end. This is the currency we need to buy the Spoils of War, which contains the pure essence. Ways you can get zeal are by killing players, healing teammates, burying bones, offering the soul fragments, capturing points, and dealing damage to the opponent's avatar. Now, we can't pick up the fragments or player bones, as they're drops, and killing enemies with our gear and without protection prayers is going to be incredibly difficult. So, time to take out the bandages and become a medic. The first game goes pretty well. I just run around on the front lines healing my team as best I can. I'm constantly getting one shot, but as long as I save a teammate, it's all worth it. After 15 minutes, the game ends and we get 25 zeal. We need 30 zeal to buy the Spoils of War, so we go right back into it. The next game is very much like the first, but I do try to get to the enemy avatar to do some damage. I think if I'm able to sit and hit it for a while, that'll be the best way to increase our zeal per game. Alright, let's see if I can make my way to the avatar. They have no idea I'm coming through. They have zero idea. They're blind. They got no clue. Oh. That's 15 minutes up, and we get enough zeal to buy our Spoils of War. The pure essence is a 1 in 9 drop, but this rolls 3 items, so it's more like a 1 in 3. Hopefully we get it in 1, as we don't get much else for doing this. And not lucky, but we do get some blighted food and animate bolts, which I'm sure will come in handy in the future. Back in we go. This game, I want to see if we can actually hit the avatar and find out how much more zeal we get instead of just healing teammates. This is it, I believe. We're just gonna charge right through. I gotta capture the graveyard. Yes, I did it. We got this. Look out. Keep him alive. Keep me alive now. You know what? They weren't expecting me to make a mad dash right through the center. This is it. This is the escape. Don't worry about it. I'm just... Oh my god. It's alright. We got this. They're distracted. We blend in with the water. They don't know where we are. This is great. I'm one of you guys. Hey, my blue boys. What's up? Come on. Come on. No! Oh, man. Yes, good. Perfect. Perfect. Splash. Yes. No. I just want to see the avatar. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Alright. Let's go back to healing. So that didn't work, but we still got enough zeal for crate number 2. Alright, another 1 in 3. No. We still aren't at the drop rate yet, so we can't complain. The next match, I pretty much had to fully AFK, and that only gave us 10 zeal. So it's good to know all the healing I'm doing is actually giving me more points. Here we go. 4th time's the charm. Back we go. I've only done it 5 times, and I just don't want to do it again. I got rune bolts though, so that's nice. I'll have a look. We'll go through with all my rewards at the end. Like, I'm getting some good bolts for later on. But man, it's rough. Well, that was better. Are they even in this? Am I being tricked? Spoils of War number 7. Back we go. And on our 8th crate, we finally get our essence. Unfortunately, I was in a meeting, so I couldn't record my live reaction, but I was incredibly relieved. I thought this was going to be the quicker of the 2 minigame unlocks, but this took about 3 hours to get. Hopefully Pest Control and Tithe Farm are a lot faster. With that, we now have our first piece of the normal log puzzle. Next, let's give Pest Control a go. We just need 15 points to buy a seed pack, which has a chance to give the acorns. Pest Control is a very simple game. A group of you have to destroy 4 portals while keeping the Void Knight alive. The portal spawns mobs that attack you and the Knight. For each game we complete, we get 3 points. If we had a higher combat level or completed a tier of the combat achievements, we would be getting more. Since we'll be spending quite a lot of time here in the future, The more points per game we get, the better. The only catch is that we can't have our activity bar go to 0. If it does, we get no points at the end of the game. All we need to do to keep it up is attack creatures. Simple. Turns out, you actually have to do damage to keep the activity bar up. And with my low stats and equipment, that's a lot harder than I thought. First game was a dud, so this time let's focus on attacking the portals. Those should be a lot easier to hit. Right? Oh, I lost credit again. Alright. We'll try melee next time. Oh yes, come on, credit. Yay! Oh, you get money as well? I'm going to keep going until we have enough for a seed pack and see what we get. That's 15 commendation points, which is enough to buy the seed pack. And we get corn and snapegrass seeds. No acorns, but those are actually pretty good. We'll need those snapegrass seeds later on, and those corn seeds are going to help us get to 34 farming a lot quicker. It didn't take long to get to 15 points, but I'd rather use those on other things, so let's get back to farming so we can start the tithe farm. I've been doing some farming here and there, and am now at level 24. So to quickly get to level 34, let's start the quest I mentioned a few episodes ago, the Garden of Death. This quest requires us to decipher a long lost language, and it's actually quite a cool quest to do unguided, but for the interest of time, I use Quest Helper. If you're interested in watching someone play RuneScape with no guides, I highly recommend Alien Food's Unguided series. It might be the best OSRS series on YouTube. And with the last words deciphered, we complete the quest, giving 1 quest point and 10,000 farming XP. This gets us to level 32, and as many of you mentioned, thanks for the comments, I could use a garden pie to get the required levels early. But I'd need to eat one each time I go in, and getting 2 more levels won't take too long. Also, thanks to those who reminded me I can buy pineapples from the traders and use them to create super compost. We plant our new corn seeds, and just like that, we hit 34 farming. This unlocks the Tithe Farm minigame, and our method of getting Taramin and acorns. Our next unlocks in the normal log journey. So next up, Tithe Farm.